What is the worst date that you've ever been on? This is great.
I did go out one time with this one girl, and she told me that she arrived on the date and she was a bit hyper and her eyes were really buggy and everything. And she later told me that she said, "Oh, I was so nervous to come on the date that I took a few lines of cocaine before I came." And then she was like super bugged out.
Mother of my children.
Yeah. I thought this is a high quality woman. She drank about 7 whiskey and cokes, and then she was like, she dragged me to this club. She was like, "Oh, we gotta go to this club, and she was like dancing to this really cornball old song, like the Mashed Potato. You know, she was like dancing to that, like super hyped up. And I was a bit like, I think this is my cue to leave.
I'll make sure to not do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you don't need it. You'll talk way more. It'd be bad.
Yeah.
What's the worst date you've been on?
This guy did try to sleep with me and I wasn't into it, and he just wouldn't leave it alone. Like I was
Really?
like, "Oh no, I'm okay." Like not in like an essay way, just like in a pushy. Like he'd ask me 10 different ways to go to my apartment. But he said he was a feminist on the date. Obviously, I'm not going home with you. Like he was all talking to me about population control. That's weird. What are we talking about?
What, on the date?
Yeah. And he was telling me I was like a feminist and like all this, and this was before I even did YouTube. But
Right, yeah,
but I
yeah,
still like, so I don't think he realized like I'm me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yeah, basically he talked about how he was a feminist all day and then tried to sleep with me, and then I would say no, but the problem was he lived in my building. So
Oh,
you see,
no.
yeah, you see,
Oh.
yeah, you see
Yeah.
where the, and so he just kept being like, "Can I go back like this, and I was just like, "No, I don't want to go listen to music. No, I don't want to like show you my dog. No, I don't want like." Well, maybe if you didn't talk about population control and you didn't split the check at the end.
Okay, I think I have another question, right? And this one's for both of you. A man ordering the woman's meal for her. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Should men do it?
Oh, I love it. I like it.
It depends when we're talking, because I don't believe the first date you should ever go for a meal.
If I know you like they're friends, I'd be down.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if I don't really know you, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
but in principle, if say it's not the first date, whatever, yeah, I think so, because it shows that sort of, it's leading, isn't it? It's like it's that leading. It's that sort of like, no, I'll show you what this is what you should have kind of vibe.
It's also fun because it's like, ooh, like what are you gonna come up with? I'm so excited.
And I'm really easygoing, so I think there's some girls that don't like it, but they're more of like control freaks. You know what I mean? And they're very like type A, but I'm just easygoing. I'll try, even if I don't like it, I'll still eat it.
What we advise guys to do is basically like, you've got to go out there and play the numbers. You know, so we'll say to a guy, well, look, you should be doing like 2 to 3 situational approaches per day. And I think it's kind of the same with women, except you've got to tone it down a little bit. So really what you want to be doing is having almost like a target, saying, right, this week I'm going to speak to 10 different guys that I've never met before, and see if I can make something. Now, not to the point of going, oh, can I get your phone number or something. What you could do is, if you're in the building, or you're like in a, you're in Starbucks, you could say something to a guy who's keen, just make some indirect observation, like, oh, the croissants in here are really great, aren't they, or something, because that then gives him an invitation.
That's so smart. Where are the best places to go to meet guys?
Interesting point.
Okay, so this is what I look for. I like my men to have jobs.
Oh, okay. I'm out there. Too short as well.
I like guys. I'm just guy. Yeah. So where do you go to meet guys? Would you say?
Well, you don't really. I'm assuming you probably don't go out much at night, right? You're not like a party animal kind of.
No, I mean I'm mostly.
Because that's the other thing we haven't explored.
The other problem as a YouTuber is I do spend a lot of time in my apartment.
Well, yeah.
But that's my goal. Is I'm trying to catch a man now, so it's like I was like I'm gonna get out of my apartment more in the next year, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was talking about.
What about gyms? Do you go to the gym?
In my apartment.
Oh,
The gym is a good place for women. Yeah. So
It's usually pretty empty, actually.
a lot of gyms, men can't approach women, like that's a policy, and it might be a policy for women not being able to approach men either. But like it's one of those things where like the benefit, people are probably going to give you the benefit of the doubt as a woman. Yeah.
That's right. What gyms?
In London, you've got there's a place called Equinox, which is in Kensington.
Okay.
So that's quite upscale. There's a place called Third Space. There's one in Soho. I think there's another one actually East London as well. places like that, you're probably going to get a high caliber of men. The other thing you could do, actually, is what about classes? So there's on King's Road in Chelsea, there's this like, there's a really cool like boxing club thing, but it's for I didn't realise it's for men and women. And you go in there and they play like pumping like music, and you do the class and everything. And there's really attractive girls in there, and really buff guys as well. And something like that.
Will the guys care if I suck?
No,
I think they expect you to be bad at going to the gym, honestly, and it gives them the opportunity to teach you form. But I think you should. I think it might be effective if you compliment a guy's form, because people like to be, I don't know, like complimented about themselves. Because it's not just like, hey, I think you're hot. You know, can I please like get your number or something like that. It's like, oh wow, it's really interesting that you have that technique. Like, what got you into like more kinesthetics when it comes to your fitness? How long have you been doing this? Why did you choose this gym? Stuff like that.
I think you can start off small, indirectly, and if they don't respond very well, fine, say bye. And if they do respond quite well, then you can start to make it a little bit more personal, talking about them a little bit, you know?